Okay, can anybody hear me? Is there anybody waiting in the chat? Let's go ahead and send out the notice that I'm live. Wait, forgot to plug in my mic. Can everybody hear me? Is anybody there? Can anybody hear me? There's a fuzzy sound? Okay. Do I sound okay now? Can everybody hear me? I know my mic was unplugged. I'm doing okay. Gonna be finishing off the bubbly as part of this live stream. Thank you to Chris Jericho, who provided my family with another solid Christmas present. I don't have any champagne glasses here, but this will be good enough. What's up, Mr. FT Legend? How are you? Did everybody have a good Christmas? I guess I'll ask that. This is going to be... the stream is going to wind up being a little heavy. Some for reasons I intended, some for reasons I did not intend. But let's start off with, like, the solid, like, how are your holidays? You all have fun? We still got New Year's coming up. Cool. A little bit of the bubbly. Yeah, it was opened on Christmas Day. It's a little flat, but, you know, it's what I get for having leftover champagne. Hello, John K. How are you? Got a new job. Congratulations. It's going all right. We'll see how it's going after this live stream, because I've got some things to say, but... My cousin dropped in bottle of the bubbly and it's gone. Yeah, it's... yeah, I thought my family was going to tear right through it, but we also had a bunch of wine at dinner, so, you know, we were splitting between the champagne and the wine. The mimosas we made earlier in the day were pretty good. No end of the year Q&A this year? No, I don't think so. No, I mean, you can ask me questions here as part of the live stream if you want. Give it a few more minutes. I said we'd be starting at 6:30. I started a few minutes early, so... yeah, so what did everybody get for Christmas? Did anybody get anything cool? Debates about Star Wars. Jeez. It'll never end. The debates will never stop. COVID app? That's a thing in Canada? God, that's some, like, we're getting to some creepy, like, 1984 shit, I feel like, with this. Like, the government's I mean, we already knew the government was tracking us, at least in America, thanks to the fucking Patriot Act and the post-9/11 reactions. Turned out to be a winner, but, you know. Got a puppy, that's awesome. Why do I still dress like a 16-year-old kid? When I'm around the house, I dress for comfort more than anything else. That's that's my only answer. I dress for comfort around the house. Now, when I go out and I, let's say, go out on a date or go to the grocery store or something like that, I dress a little nicer than that. Yeah, The Mandalorian was awesome. I was really impressed with it. And not just for the fan service. I said I really dug the story, the overall story. The fan service was just gravy. You're arguing with Doug, RVD Tito for life. Oh, wow. I'm going to mention him in a little bit, but we'll get there. Okay, let's give it a few more minutes. Does anybody have any questions before I get started with like the main purpose of this stream? What is the stream going to consist of? Well, it's going to start off with a... I'm gonna have to talk a little bit about Brodie Lee and some of the other wrestling stars that we've lost recently, just in the last couple of weeks, and we're gonna be talking about that, talking about the future of this channel, moving forward, and then we're gonna do a watch along for In Your House D-Generation X, the December 1997 pay-per-view, one that I've never seen before. Oh, dude, my favorite Christmas present I got this year was a fucking vacuum cleaner. And it's awesome. I love that thing. I've used it twice already. I'm like, this thing's fucking awesome. I love it. So it's like when you get older, the practical things become the preferred gifts. Have you seen Wonder Woman yet? I have not. I didn't intend on watching it. This whole, like, releasing movies on a streaming service, so you have to sign up for the streaming service, and I believe you pay extra for the film. I know Disney Plus was doing it that way. I don't know if HBO Max is, but I'm like, look, dude, if I can't see it in the theater, I'm just not going to see it. The only exception I'll make is Godzilla vs. Kong. Everything else I can live without. It did suck. The vacuum cleaner did suck, but that's its job, so it was okay. Have you asked Eric Clancy to make a ranting channel yet? I don't know, but maybe that's something he'd be interested in doing. Just on the Weekday Warriors of Wrestling channel, just Eric's rants. You know what grinds my gears? Vince McMahon. Fuck that guy. Well, it depends on the family. A lot of families eat turkey for Christmas dinner. My family did ham this year, and ham's another popular one that you get for Christmas dinner. I think a lot of families, the big thing is Christmas Eve dinner. I think a lot of people do that like the day before Christmas. They'll do the big dinner, and then Christmas Day, they just enjoy each other's company and the presents and everything. But my family typically does both nights. We'll have a big dinner Christmas Eve, and we'll do one on Christmas night. I actually made Christmas Eve dinner. It was Big Ziti. I was really happy with how it turned out, so... Jet the Hawk, welcome. Welcome aboard. Outlaw Ripoff Artist, welcome, welcome. Y'all happy to be here? But yeah, Christmas dinner, it's kind of a thing here in America. Or at least it was until COVID happened. I don't know what most people did. I had family dinner. Because I think my parents are in their 70s, and I think they're at a point where it's like, fuck it, if the virus is going to kill us, it's going to kill us. Just come over for Christmas dinner. Fuck it. They were kind of in that mode. And my sister and I, we did self-quarantine for a week and a half leading up to Christmas, but it's still like, you know, my parents have basically said fuck it at this point. What age do you think Vince is going to die at? I couldn't even begin to guess. It's you got to believe he's, you know, and not that I want to be dark or anything. You got to believe he doesn't have too much longer on this earth. I don't think Vince will be here at 95. Are you a Brussels sprouts fan? I am. I like Brussels sprouts. They seem gross, but they taste great. So you are currently watching cricket. That sounds exciting. I'm not saying that to be facetious. It does sound exciting. Sports are great, man. Cling to it. You want to fuck Vince McMahon? Not really. I can't say that that's on my bucket list. Alrighty. '86, '88. I mean, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Alrighty. Isn't Vince's mom still alive at 99? Is she? I hadn't heard that. Finish off the bubbly. Okay. This is the last of it. Last of the first bottle. I ordered 2 bottles. I think I'll be saving that one for my birthday or something. You guys wondering what Linda's up to? Okay. I had to spend Christmas alone at my apartment. I couldn't travel because my car was in the shop, but it's okay. We usually celebrate Russian Christmas in January. Fair, fair. Do you feel cinema will still be huge in years to come, even though streaming services have practically taken over at this point? I think like a lot of, I mean, maybe I'm just doom and glooming here, but I think a lot of the things that we're seeing now, no crowds at sporting events, no crowds at wrestling events, movie theaters being closed, restaurants and bars being shut down. I really feel like that's going to be like a permanent thing. And I hate to say that, but it's the way our governments keep pushing or keep moving the goalpost. I was like, all right, so this thing is just never going to end. Like, they just don't want it to end. It's like, all right, fine. Whatever. We'll just accept the new normal and just be down with whatever the hell it is they want our futures to be. But I'm at a point where I feel like we are never going to get back to any kind of normalcy. I think this is just life now. We should get an American Gamera movie. I would totally be down for an American Gamera movie. Dude, if they worked him into the MonsterVerse, I'd be stoked. I watched, okay, you watched Soul on Disney+. I barely heard about it, so I didn't know if anybody liked it or not, and I didn't even know it was coming out until I saw it trending on Twitter on Christmas Day. But, I guess I'll go ahead and get started on the video proper, the stream proper, and all the things I want to talk about. First of all, we got hit with a major bit of tragedy this weekend with the passing of Brodie Lee, formerly Luke Harper of the WWE, which I think was a shock to a lot of the fan base because nobody saw it coming. Apparently, it was not that big of a surprise to people within AEW because he'd been battling health issues for the last few months now, which is why he was off TV. Apparently, it was some kind of a lung issue. I don't know for sure. I don't know all the details. I was talking to somebody about it the night the news broke. And he told me, it's like, dude, if you go back and look at his match with Cody, the dog collar match, the hair loss is noticeable. It's not like he's balding, but you can notice, if you look at his hair in that match, and you look at his hair in, like, the first match with Cody and compare the two, you can detect a noticeable hair loss there, which if that's the case, it means he's been sick for a while. And very unfortunate, very sad to see somebody die that young. And you know, in wrestling, we always expected to be something crazy like a drug overdose or, you know, something like that. But to hear it was just a medical situation, like, I don't want to say lung cancer. Again, details are a little sketchy at the moment, but whatever the case, it was very, very sad to get that piece of news. And in addition to getting news of the passings of Danny Hodge, and then in the last few weeks, you know, Zeus passed away, Pat Patterson passed away. So it's been a very sad couple of weeks for pro wrestling fans with some of the names that we've lost. And Brodie Lee's especially was very, very shocking. And apparently this week's episode of Dynamite, I've heard it's being turned into a Brodie Lee tribute episode, which is nice. I think is appropriate. But yeah, that was his last match. I would say that was probably his best match, at least his best singles match. Luke Harper, Brodie Lee, he was one of those guys that I always liked because I like thugs and big guys. And so I considered myself a fan of his. In WWE, he did really well in the Wyatt family. I think I mentioned on Twitter, I love their stuff with the Shield, the Wyatt and Shield stuff. I really, really enjoyed. Their series of matches were awesome. But whenever they tried to break him out into singles, it was like they didn't really know what to do or how to have him click. They never really got him out of being like just a thug or just a big guy that's a thug or anything like that. And then they tried to reunite him and Eric Rowan. They did the Hurt Brothers thing, and that didn't really work. And then he kind of got like a career revival in AEW and basically saved the Dark Order gimmick. It was like, okay, this guy's pretty cool. Got a world title match out of it. Had those 2 matches with Cody, which were really well done. And like I said, that dog collar match with Cody, I think, is probably the best match of his career. And really good stuff all around. It's just a shame that I think Brodie Lee is going to be remembered as somebody who's like, God, what could have been? What could have been? Because there was something there with that guy. And I'm not saying he was going to be like the Rock level mega superstar or anything like that, but it's like, man, you felt like there was a lot of talent there, and they just scratched the surface with him, and there was a lot more lying underneath. And of course, the big tragedy is his family having to deal with this, especially during the holidays. And I wish them all the best, and I give all my love and support to them. But very sad for a lot of us to deal with. Oh yeah, he was an athlete. His hillbilly looking look, kind of like betrayed the fact that he actually was a really good athlete. What happened to Ricochet? I don't know. I haven't watched WWE in forever. I couldn't tell you. Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to pay my respects to Brodie Lee. This was very unexpected and very, very sad. And again, especially during the holidays. So I just wanted to give my best wishes to his family and his friends and those that worked with him and the people that actually knew him. This is, it's never easy to lose somebody, and I'm sure it's very, very hard and very tough for everyone to deal with. And now, this is going to be the hard part. This is the whole reason I wanted to do this live stream. As if like the passings of Brodie Lee and Danny Hodge and Zeus and Pat Patterson wasn't sad enough. So the future of this channel, something that I've been kind of toying around with for a while, and what I'm going to do with this channel moving forward into 2021. And my decision is to do almost nothing with it and produce almost no content moving forward. Now, that's not saying this will be my final video ever. I'll probably do something around WrestleMania. I'll probably do something when Godzilla vs. Kong, if and when that movie ever sees the light of day. But, yeah, I think, like, the days of me producing content on the regular, I think, are over. I think, producing content every week on this channel. I will still be doing Weekday Warriors of Wrestling with Eric Clancy. We split the workload there, and I enjoy talking to him and doing that. So I'm still going to be doing that. Link to the channel is in the description. But this channel, I think I'm going to stop producing content regularly. And I talked about it when I did my 10th anniversary stream. As far as being a YouTuber goes, I never wanted to be like a big success or like a big YouTuber, like, Angry Video Game Nerd, which was the first YouTube video I ever saw. It was Angry Video Game Nerd's review of The Karate Kid. It was never my goal to be like a big success on YouTube or anything like that. I just kind of treated it like a hobby, like a message board where it's like I just post my content and talk with people and that's it. And I never wanted to be like a big deal on YouTube. And I had fun doing it, although my method of doing that was not a way to be a big financial success at the game of playing the YouTube content creation. But I enjoyed doing it, but I feel like now is a good enough time for me to stop producing a ton of regular content. And there are 3 reasons why I've made this decision. I'm going to list them from least important to most important. One is my interest in the WWE is at an all-time low. All-time low. Like, it's at that WCW 2000 level where I just don't want to watch it anymore. And unfortunately, yes, there's other wrestling out there. Yes, there's New Japan. Yes, there's AEW, but none of those companies are like red fucking hot the way that WWF in 2000 was. And, so when I stopped watching WCW around that time, I at least had WWF to watch, and that was super exciting, and that was, arguably one of the best years in WWF history, was 2000. And it was red hot, and it was wonderful and awesome, but now it's like my interest in the WWE is so low. And it's hard to get something to fill that void. Again, yes, there's New Japan. Yes, there's AEW. And I could talk about those things. And I enjoy those things, but when you look at WWE, it's like 3-hour Raws, 2-hour SmackDowns, a pay-per-view a month, sometimes more than that. Then there's NXT, which is 2 hours, and they do a takeover special every few months. Like, even NXT, my interest has waned considerably. And that was like the thing that kept me hanging on to WWE, and that's gone down to the wayside. So if you're not interested in WWE, having a YouTube wrestling channel almost feels fruitless, because it puts you into a position where you have to make a tough choice. It's like, all right, do you just want to ignore WWE entirely, which is stupid, because nobody, at the end of the day, people want to hear the most about WWE because they're the biggest wrestling company in the world, and that's just how it is. But, so I could force myself to watch it and review everything, but I don't want to, because I don't want to watch it. I just don't. I just straight up do not want to watch WWE programming anymore. Again, even NXT I've lost interest in. So if I'm going to ignore WWE, continuing a wrestling channel is a very tough thing to do. And it's hard to kind of make up that slack and make up for the void left behind by that. If WWE magically gets good again, maybe I'd be motivated. But again, it's hard to do when your interest in the lead wrestling brand in the world is down so low. It'd be like doing a movie review channel and ignoring Marvel. Like, it would be like that. Like, even if you had no interest in superhero films or Marvel in general, it's like, you can't do a movie review channel and just completely ignore Marvel. It would be fruitless. So there's that. The second reason that I've decided to do this is because my increasing frustration with YouTube and the YouTube platform and the ways they've constantly just fucked me over and over again. They've cut off my live streams, they've stopped me from posting videos, they've made up stupid rules that have fucked me over to the point where I decided to stop monetizing my videos, because fuck these people. And they've said they can add ads and monetize any video they want, and they collect money from it, but I don't. And these are the new rules that they've passed down. So, and again, I'm not one of the biggest YouTubers. I'm not a huge moneymaker for the site or for myself as far as making YouTube videos goes, or content creation. I'm just a guy with a camera that just wanted to live out his hobby, basically, and just talk about things that interest me. And that was always my goal with this channel. I was never going to chase trends. I was never going to try and be like everybody else, or try and do what gets the clicks. I just want to talk about what I want to talk about. And if that gets me, I would have never handled being a YouTuber that gets millions upon millions of views. That's never something I ever wanted or ever intended to get. Never opened a Patreon, never wanted to make merchandise or anything like that. I never wanted YouTube to be the source of my livelihood. I have a job, I have benefits, I have a 401k. I'm very happy with my current professional life. And even during COVID, I've been very fortunate with my monetary position. So YouTube was never anything that I relied on for income. It was basically once a year I'd get a check for $100, and it'd be like, oh, cool, drinking money. And that's it. And, maybe it's because I'm not that big of a YouTuber that they feel like they just constantly can just shove a rod up my ass whenever I try to post something. But whatever the case, I'm just sick and tired of dealing with YouTube. And that's just part of what it is. Like, look, if you want me off the platform, and yes, I understand my format and my way of doing videos is like a dinosaur's way of doing it. Just turn the webcam on and talk. That's like, again, that's like, I'm obsolete. And I fully accept that and I fully understand that. But YouTube has been such a pissant to deal with the last couple years or so that I don't want to deal with it anymore. I just don't. There were a couple straws that broke the camel's back. There was that one live stream I did where I was doing the Coliseum videos, and they cut the live stream off because I was false advertising, whatever the fuck that means. There was that. There was the top 20 episodes of Thundercats video that I tried to post, but they wouldn't let me, even though, dude, this is totally within fair use, and I even encourage people to go check out the original show. And it was timely because the original show has popped up on Hulu, so, but whatever. It's just fucking whatever. And I just got sick and tired of dealing with YouTube. So moving forward, I basically told YouTube to stick it. Now, this doesn't mean I'm shutting down the channel. I'm deleting all the videos. If you want to go back and watch my 10 plus years of content that I've made on this platform, you are free to go back and watch it, and that's completely fine. But it's as far as me producing regular content, it's over because YouTube has stifled me creatively over and over and over again, and I'm just sick and tired of dealing with it. It's like, look, you're giving me way more aggravation for something that is supposed to be, and something that I treated as a hobby. And so there's that. Also, the final reason that I've decided to kind of close up shop here and stop making regular content is because if I've learned anything in 2020 is that I need to spend less time in front of a computer screen. Now, again, I telework every day, 5 days a week. So I'm staring at a computer screen all day. You're checking your phone, you're checking Facebook, you're checking Twitter. All of it's negative. I make YouTube videos. There's that. And there's just a bunch of shit that you just kind of absorb through the constant barrage of screen watching, whether you're reading on your tablet or your smartphone or whatever. And the internet has stopped being a fun place to be in and has become work. And I was having this conversation with somebody a few days ago, and he was like, dude, have you noticed that when we were in middle school, we would go on AOL as like an escape from the drudgeries of the real world, whether it be school or, current events or whatever. Like, the internet was kind of like the escape for all that shit. Now the internet has become the bullshit that we try to get away from. And it's like, you almost like don't even realize it, but it's like the internet kind of morphed into the things that I use the internet to get away from. And I made the comment, it's like, when I was in middle school, I would go on the internet to get out of having to read. Now I read books to get out of the internet. And I really realized it when I studied and got my latest certification and I had to take a break from a lot of things. And doing that was way more fulfilling and way more a bigger source of positivity to my life and more productive than checking Facebook or checking Twitter. And I don't know if you follow me on Twitter, but if you follow me on Twitter, I've kind of lost my mind because I'll see something that's trending or I'll see somebody say something that just pisses me off, and I've just gotten to a point where it's like, every politician, I just want to take them and beat them within an inch of their life. And I wake up every morning going, it's like, man, is today the day that all the Republicans and all the Democrats just drop dead? God, I hope so. And when you start getting into that mindset, it's like, man, maybe I need to get off Twitter and maybe I need to get off Facebook, because it's like these people are living rent-free inside my head and continuing this constant barrage of negativity that's... And granted, the internet's always been a negative place, like even going back to the infancy of it back when I was a kid, but it was negativity that we used to vent. Now it's become negativity that it feels like we're being browbeat into thinking and feeling a certain way and to panic and to be miserable and feel miserable, and everything is just a fucking... it's a fucking mess, and... I've decided that the less time I spend on the internet, staring at a laptop, staring at a phone, staring at a tablet, the better. And unfortunately, part of that means I'm going to have to cut out making YouTube videos. Now, again, I'm still going to be doing the Weekday Warriors of Wrestling with Eric, because, again, we split the workload, and we split the workload, and I enjoy talking to him, so it's going to be... that'll be fun to do, and it's simple enough, and we can just bang it out in a day, and it's fine. A lot of my other edited videos that I do here, it takes a lot more time. Anybody who remembers my, when I did the top 20 episodes of He-Man, which YouTube allowed me to post that one, but did not allow me to post the Thundercats one. Again, figure it out. I can't. Whatever. Fuck it. That video was one that I really enjoyed making, but I spent a lot of time putting that thing together, and... I've been so pissed off at YouTube and the internet lately that I don't know if I have the energy to produce that level of effort for video on YouTube ever again. Who knows? So like I said, this is probably not going to be my last video. Like I said, WrestleMania rolls around, I'll probably do something. Godzilla vs. Kong rolls around, I'll probably do something. But for right now, I think it's time to kind of cut off the regular content making and just become a sporadic part-timer, as it were. Yeah, outlaw rip-off artist. He just posted, yeah, just become a part-timer. So, and personally, I just want to go outside and enjoy my life more. And, in COVID times, they tell you not to do that, but I reached this point. I was on the phone with somebody back in, summertime, May or June. And I got to a point where I was like, man, just fucking, I don't care anymore. Just give me the fucking virus. I don't care. Because I'd rather die from the virus than live like this. Because I can't live like this anymore. And, and again, I think the addiction to the internet and a lot of avenues to get access to the internet is kind of helps foster some of that. It's easier to stay inside, but you can just you can stay plugged into a screen all day. But as I've said, Twitter isn't the real world. Facebook isn't the real world. It's time to go experience the real world again. And I've thought about, certain activities that I can do safely without pissing off the COVID crew and still be, live a fulfilling life. I've been seeing a girl lately. Hopefully that turns out well. We seem to really hit it off. We went to a cafe that served hot chocolate with wine in it. I'm like, okay, that's kind of great. So there's that. I kind of want to go on a hike. I've never been hiking before, and I'd like to try that. I've never been to a shooting range before. I would like to handle a gun at one point in my life. All these things that I kind of want to do, and it's like, am I still allowed to do these things even in the middle of COVID? Okay, cool. I'll go do those things. And I want to make time for those things. So, I think I've made the decision that January 1st, I'm going to delete my Facebook. I'm going to delete my Twitter. And I'm not going to delete the channel, but I'm going to stop posting regularly on the channel just to kind of cut out my connection to the internet as much as possible while I can still function in the real world. Obviously, I still need to work. Obviously, I still need to check emails and do other things. But unfortunately, the internet has become work, and and it's okay to kind of cut it out of your life a little bit. But if you want to keep in touch with me, you can, I guess, comment on my videos, because I still see those. I get emails every time somebody comments on my videos and notifications. So you can comment on my videos. I think private messaging on YouTube, but that's done, right? I think you can post on my channel. Let me check. You can post comments on my channel if you want. Also, in the description, you'll notice I put in my Nintendo Switch friend code and my PS4 code. I didn't get a PS5. I don't feel the need to update just yet. But my PS4 username and stuff like that is where if you want to connect with me through those means, feel free to do so. That'd be great. I think as far as putting down regular videos, I think the ride is over. Like I said, this isn't the last you'll see of me. When I feel the spark to make a video, I'll post something, but weekly regular video making, I think, is done for now. And I think this 2020 kind of beat me into submission, where it's I need to get off the internet and I need to get the fuck away from YouTube, because fuck these people. Fuck YouTube. You're an evil corporation. You're run by an evil corporation, which is Google. Bullshit. So let me check the comments. Everybody doing okay? Everybody not mad at me for closing up shop here somewhat? My videos were comfort food. Yeah, I'm sorry. Clark Herman. Oh, he just signed on while I was in the middle of my spiel. Haven't watched WWE Weekly since the Bray Seth Hell in a Cell match. Good man. That's probably around the time I quit Weekly too. Da. 10 years is nothing to sneeze at. No, I put over 10 and a half years almost into this. So, we were at the end of the live stream here, and I said before I signed off I was going to preview the Wrestle Kingdom 15 cards, I should say, because I hadn't really talked about it all that much. So I've got the cards pulled up right here. Better than In Your House Rock Bottom, at least. Probably about the same, really. It just felt like an in-between show that didn't have a whole lot of consequences to it. And that's really a couple of cool moments, but, All right, Wrestle Kingdom 15. Night 1, we've got the New Japan Rambo on the pre-show, which is basically the New Japan Rumble with... this match will determine who will challenge for the Provisional King of Pro Wrestling 2021 trophy on Night 2. We've got Hiromu Takahashi taking on El Fantasmo to determine who will challenge for the Junior Heavyweight title on Night 2. We've got the Dangerous Trekkers, Tai Chi and Zack Sabre Jr. defending the IWGP Tag Team Championship against the Guerrillas of Destiny. We've got a singles match for the United States Championship Challenge Rights Certificate. Kenta taking on Satoshi Kojima. Then we've got Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on Great-O-Khan. Kazuchika Okada taking on Will Ospreay, which that should be fantastic, given the extra heat that they've added to it. And Tetsuya Naito defending the IWGP World and the IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental titles double championship against Kota Ibushi. And then in Night 2, we've got 2 dark matches, both of them Stardom exhibition matches. Queen's Quest, Saya Kamitani, Azumi, and Utami Hayashi Shida taking on Donna Del Mondo, Maika Natsupoi, and Himika. I'm sure I'm butchering all the pronunciations here. And then in another tag match, we got Mayu Iwatani, I know who that is, and Tam Nakano taking on Donna Del Mondo members Sayuri and Guala. Kind of reminds me of the X from Outer Space. Anybody who remembers my Kaiju Corner movie review videos. Kind of similar pronunciation. Okay, and then on the card proper, we've got a 4-way match for the Provisional King of Pro Wrestling 2021 trophy. All participants will be determined based on the results of the New Japan Rambo. We've got Suzuki Gun members El Desperado and Yoshinobu Kanemaru taking on one or eight, Raisuke Taguchi and Master Wato. That will be for the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship. We've got Shingo Takagi defending the Never Openweight Championship against Jeff Cobb. That might be a cool match. Battle, the LIJ explodes. It'll be Evil versus Sonata. We've got Taiji Ishimori taking on Hiromu Takahashi or El Fantasmo for the Junior Heavyweight title. The contender will be determined by the results of Night 1. And we've got Tetsuya Naito or Kota Ibushi defending the double championship against Jay White. The card for Night 1 looks a lot better, even though it's a lot of setup for Night 2. I don't know, last night's card looked great, or last year's card looked amazing with, like, both nights looked great. And this one kind of looks like all the good stuff is on Night 1. And Night 2, it's kind of like, a little weaker. I don't know, like, Jay White, I'm not trying to knock him, but that, him challenging for the double championship after Naito and Ibushi seems like a step down to me. But we'll see how it all plays out. Hopefully Kota Ibushi walks out both nights as the champion. That's what I would want to see happen. I think that would be the best choice. But there's some good stuff on here. It is now 31-9 Bills. Oh, that's good to see, actually. Well, that was a boring-ass pay-per-view to end on, Patrick. Well, what can you do? Like I said, this won't be the last time you see me. I'll do other videos in the future. It just won't be a regular thing. So, I think it is time to conclude the end of an era for me. The end of me making regular videos on YouTube. Like I said, if I feel inspired, if something big happens, when WrestleMania rolls around, when Godzilla vs. Kong rolls around, you'll be seeing me again doing other things. Big Star Wars things, if that comes around, I'll be talking about that. But the big stuff is done. So, again, I apologize for some of the ideas I had for videos that never materialized. I was going to do video reviews for all of the DC animated films. That didn't happen. I'm sorry. There were other Star Wars book reviews I wanted to do that never happened. I'm sorry. Didn't happen. Plenty of other ideas I had that it never really took place. But like I said, for the reasons I stated at the beginning of the stream, I just feel like it's time for me to move on and kind of focus on making myself happy. And that's really going to be the main focus. Because like I said, 2020 was a shitty year for everybody. And I learned my biggest takeaway from this year is that I need to like do things outside of staring at a screen all day, or else I will go completely mad and become a comatose like lunatic just sitting in front of a screen, slowly wasting away. And I don't want to be that. And but I did enjoy making videos. So once again, thank you to everybody that supported me over almost 10.5 years. I definitely, if I didn't say it enough, I did appreciate all the kind words and even the negative words. I appreciated any feedback at all whatsoever. And I appreciated all the kind words, all the support that I got over this time. And I enjoyed doing it. I really did enjoy doing it. But it's time to kind of walk away for a while and see how everything goes from there. And again, thanks again, everybody, for watching, and hopefully you all had a nice Christmas, and hopefully you all have a happy New Year. Hopefully 2021 is a lot better than 2020. We shall see, but for right now, I'm peacing out, everybody, so take care, and, later. Oh, and before I sign off for good, like I said, my my Nintendo Switch friend code is in the description, and so is my PS4. I have not updated to PS5 yet. My PS4 username is in there as well. So you want to friend me on those things, you're welcome to do that and keep in touch with me that way. That would be the good way to go. But I am signing off here. Thanks again, everybody, for watching, and Happy New Year, and peace out.